Is it on? Is it on already?
Is it on?
Is it on? Yes? Bem-vindos a mais um jogo de Portugal, desta vez contra a Austrália. Queremos desejar parabéns a Ricardo Venâncio e Samuel Parizon, que hoje fazem anos e estão sempre a apoiar-nos. Agradecimentos ainda às nossas famílias, aos nossos amigos e companheiros, em especial à Inês, ao Gabriel e ao Diogo, da parte do Sacha, ao Vasco Seguro, da parte do Diogo Seguro, à Fátima Jesus, da parte de Alexandre Marques e à Renata, da parte de Daniel Cardoso. Desejar ainda um apreço a toda a malta que nos está a apoiar na Reboleira, na Amadora, em Carcavelos e arredores.
So I'm joined here by my colleague João.
João, yes.
My name's Reece Wilford. We're here for the Portugal versus Australia men's elite game. We are up to game 86. We're about 10 seconds away from start time, so we're going to be alternating between Portuguese and English, so I think it'll be a bit of fun. I think we're off already.
The game starts.
Pretty even off the kick-off. The Portuguese have got good numbers on the bottom.
Daniel Cardoso a chegar primeiro ao disco, muito bem. Portugal aí para a parede.
Got a bit of a scrimmage on the wall. The Australians take possession and look to swing it wide. Nice. This will be their default play for a lot of the game, I think. That was Reece Milburn giving the puck off to Amar. He's looking for options driving down the wall.
Portugal agora a tentar fechar o meio. O disco a sair outra vez para a parede. David não consegue. No entanto, vai tentar o seu melhor.
So we've got two teams facing off against each other who probably are in the early stages of the tournament, but would be not so happy with where they're both sitting. We've got the Australians on a drive going into tray. Oh, good defence there by the Portuguese. Unlucky.
Gol da Austrália que começa mal para Portugal. Vamos, Portugal.
I think the Portuguese guy would be a little bit disappointed there with that. He actually managed to get a stick onto it, but just got done on the curl, shoveled it back underneath him. I think it was Reece Milburn, number 6. Yeah, I mean the Australians would be pretty happy with that, a minute and a half into the game.
Vamos a mais uma saída ao disco. Esperamos que Daniel Cardoso vença este disco como fez há bocado. Portugal a jogar muito sólido contra a campeã do mundo.
So we've got another strike here. Looks like the Australians are going to win it and look to flick the puck wide. Nice drive on.
Sacha Matias agora com o disco a segurar na parede, a tentar um bom passe para Pedro Francisco.
Portuguese have got good numbers on the bottom here. They managed to commit.
Pedro a segurar o disco na parede, a protegê-lo, mantém. Disco para a Austrália.
Yeah, the Australians would be pretty happy with that. I did see Stuart Parkinson drop down there, but he had a player in between him, and with those short T-Rex arms of his, he was not much of a chance to get in there and take possession of that puck. But it looks like we've got a referee's call. Portuguese puck in their defensive third.
Falta para Portugal.
So both teams looking to set up here. Portuguese got good numbers on the bottom early. Australians down as well.
André a marcar a falta. Portugal a tentar ir pelo meio, a virar para a parede. E os australianos a rodarem o jogo mais uma vez. Um estilo de jogo muito característico desta nação. Alexandre a tentar um passe para o avançado.
So Stuart Parker swinging the puck off. Australians giving up a fair bit of ground here, but in good possession of the puck. They're looking to get that forward on the end of that drive, but relatively well shut down by the Portuguese, and the Australians look to swing it back this way. Back and 45, and then another big flick. But
muito boa pressão de Alexandre Marques, a dar o disco agora para Daniel Cardoso. Daniel Cardoso a tentar segurar o disco. Uma boa entrada de André Carvalho, David a segurar o disco. Deixa para Alexandre Marques. Alexandre Marques a tentar passar por 2 e a ocorrer a falta.
The referee's call. Let's see which way it's going. Looks like it's going to the Portuguese. Got good position here. sort of forward of centre. Nice opportunity here to put some pressure on the Australian backline.
Portugal agora a marcar a falta ofensiva.
Good numbers on the bottom by both teams. Oh, it's a nasty looking flick.
É
I think that'll be
disco
a
na
call.
cara por André Carvalho. Isto pode dar direito à expulsão.
That is I think that flick was knocked down by Amar, channeling his inner Spanish football brain, trying to headbutt down the puck.
That's right. André Carvalho a ser expulso.
It can be an effective tactic, you know. Knock down the puck with your face, get one of their players out.
Falta para a Austrália.
Gav Wise taking the puck, looking to swing it wide. The Australians will be looking to take advantage of this 5-6 advantage that they've got. Big flick forward, looking to swing it back into the centre. That flick got chopped down though. So good possession in front of the tray. They'll look to drive now. Second phase. Reece Milburn having a flick at goal. Oh, well defended there by the Portuguese back.
Muito bem defendido, sim senhor, por os portugueses. A acontecer mais uma vez a falta.
Very nice knockdown. We'll see what the referees say. Yeah, the referees there rewarded the Portuguese for their solid defence. Nice knockdown there. The Australians would be very disappointed with that. They should have put that one in, given the numbers that they had.
David vai marcar agora a falta. Portugal vai tentar sair pela parede.
So the Australians rushed the puck, but the Portuguese back managed to get a flick off. Now the Australians looking to swing it wide. The old up-down flick by Gav Wise. Reece Milburn swinging forward, looking to draw the player. Now they got good numbers on the tray here.
A Austrália sempre com muitos números na frente.
Reece Milburn having another crack there.
Boa defesa para Portugal. Daniel Cardoso a tentar sair.
Really good play there by Reece Milburn. He seemed like he was the only Australian that was prepared to get on the bottom. Stayed down, second, third effort, ended up knocking it across the tray. But looks like a no goal, and it's been called a foul against the Australian team. Portuguese puck. Just lacking a bit of numbers on that final drive, the Australians. Great effort by Reece Milburn, but his teammates didn't really reward that effort and get down and support.
David agora a sair com o disco mais uma vez. Portugal a tentar sair pela parede. Alexandre Marques na parede com o disco. A tentar passá-lo para a sua frente.
So
muita gente de Portugal na parede.
Portuguese guys looking to consolidate back over onto their sub-bench side. Loose puck there. I think the idea was right, they just didn't have enough forward press there. The Australian captain, Tommy Miller, push-pulling.
Muito bem, Portugal a segurar agora o disco. André Carvalho a tentar passo para a frente, não havia lá avançados.
Quite a lot of loose pucks being thrown around here by the Australian boys. Not getting people on the end of their passes. Nice curl there by, I think that was Stu Parkinson. After conceding an early goal, the Portuguese would be pretty happy with this, like 6 minutes of play, I would have thought. They've defended well. I mean, the puck's been in their defensive half for a lot of the game, but they haven't really looked, they've really defended quite well, given the amount of drives that the Australians have had. But we've got a timeout here.
Concordo contigo, acho que os australianos estão muito contentes com este 1-0 e não sabem como é que ainda não sofreram o primeiro golo por parte de Portugal.
So the Australian coach Dave Lambert probably be putting a bit of a rocket up his team here. They've started okay. They've had some good drives forward, but he would be looking for a little bit more effort on the attacking cold tray to really capitalise on the end of that work. The Australian coach David Lambert has been known from time to time to get a little bit animated in the delivery of some of his team talks. So I imagine there would have been a fair bit of pep in that one. I think we've got about 7.5 minutes to play to go in this first half.
David para marcar mais uma falta. O experiente jogador de Portugal.
Good numbers by both teams on the bottom. Portugal takes the puck.
David a fazer um bom passo para os avançados.
Australia win that relatively easy, and now they've got nice drive here by Gary. Nice big flick forward. Australian forward managed to get onto it. Gary stays down.
Grande corte de André Carvalho. Muito bem, Daniel Cardoso a tentar roubar o disco. Mais uma vez os australianos a rodar o
Australians look to swing it around, but Portuguese forwards really put some good pressure on then. Sort of shut down that switch pretty early. Now they've managed to consolidate it over onto in front of the Portuguese sub bench, which is a really good spot for them. Puck comes back into the middle, but we've got a referee's call. Looks like it's going to be
falta para Portugal
against the
ofensiva.
Australians. Portuguese puck. 6 minutes left to play. Score is 1-0 to Australia. Bit of a duff flick there by the Portuguese back, but they've got okay numbers back on the play. Got another call. Once again, Portuguese puck.
Mais uma falta para Portugal.
It's been a series of calls against Australia. The referees will probably start to look to give individual or team warnings.
David a marcar mais uma falta. A fintar 2. A jogar na parede a seguir. Portugal é muito forte na parede. É o seu sítio favorito.
Puck comes back to the back. Gav Wise gives it off to Reece Milburn, I think it is. Looks to drive.
Boa pressão de Daniel Cardoso.
Flick through to the forward. But Reece Milburn stays on and then looks to dish the 45 off. Australians moving the puck around pretty well. They're just not getting that outlet play. They're not getting that forward right over the back. Or when he does, he's probably just not making the ground that they would hope for.
Grande
Bit of a
pressão dos
dicey
avançados
puck.
portugueses.
Portuguese forwards read that really well.
That's right.
We've got a drive here by Matt Payne. Turns it back. Nice little swerve. Tray's open. This should be a goal.
Golo da Austrália que não reflete o que está a ser o jogo.
Portuguese team would probably be a little bit disappointed with that, given how much good work they'd done for probably the 10 minutes beforehand. You know, they'd really defended well, and then that was a bit of an easy one. They just, you know, they had a forward drive. They committed numbers to the puck. One missed pass, and then the play opened up for the Australians. It's a bit of a shame.
É isso mesmo, uma pequena falha de concentração causa este gol. Os portugueses não merecem nada este resultado.
Few boys blowing a bit hard there, gasping for air. Oh, we've got a crowd shot of Robbie Fabio, one of the good-looking referees of the tournament. He's been enjoying the first couple of days of the tournament. You know, sun's out, guns out, and he's one of those men that has good guns. But time out here to the Portuguese, 20 seconds to play. Portuguese coach, what would his advice be to his team now?
His advice will be to stack the puck in the wall.
Yep.
And to be more compact.
Yep.
But they are playing really well.
Yeah. Been quite impressed by how the Portuguese are playing so far. They let one in early, but they've really defended quite well up until this point. Shannon Griffith wins that kick-off, looks to flick it wide. And we've got a bit of a scrimmage here on the just between the two sub benches. Portuguese, good numbers on the bottom once again. They do play the wall quite well, the Portuguese team. They get their good numbers on the bottom. They're all a bunch of fit boys. But we've got looks like an illegal knockdown, Australian puck. Mid-water, mid-court. Gav Wise taking the puck, looks to swing it back just backwards to the 45 to open up the play. Reece Milburn, couple of different options there, decides to go outside, stays down. Now looks to use his fullback and back down the wall.
Rui Pereira a fazer uma boa opção nos defesas de Austrália.
Good puck control there from the Australian captain Tom Miller. He does like to move the puck around, manages to get back down, pick and go, and now he's got a good drive on. Nice drive there by Tom.
Alguma sorte agora neste lance por parte da Austrália.
Straight into the fins.
E mais um gol da Austrália que não reflete o que está acontecendo no jogo.
Looks like we've got a call from all three referees. That's a goal. That was nice work there by Tom Miller, the Australian captain. Did a fair bit of work, pulling it off the wall, drove into the centre. Portuguese backs managed to get down and consolidate, but got up and back down and picked and went. Great work by him. So we've got a 3-0 score line, 2 minutes to play in this first half of Elite Men's Australia versus Portugal. The Portuguese, I imagine here, will just be really trying to consolidate, get control of the puck, not let another goal in. They don't want to concede another goal before the half-time. If they get an opportunity to swim, take it, but their first focus should be defence, I would have thought. I like that by I think it's the number 6 or number 8 Portuguese guy. Little tap on the bottom, trying to distract the Australian player. Might have been number 5.
Foi por parte de Pedro Ferreira, deu toque no chão para tentar distrair os jogadores australianos.
It's a good opportunity here for the Portuguese. Minute and a half to go. We were talking about their wanting to consolidate, but with a free puck, they should have a real go at this. Try and get good numbers on the bottom.
Mais uma falta para David Torto, de certeza.
He takes the puck in the middle. Nice puck through, just couldn't quite get the forward on the end of it.
Portugal a fazer uma boa opção, Alexandre Marques, muito bem.
But they've managed to zone it off, get it into the Australian defensive third.
André Carvalho agora a impedir a passagem dos australianos de bordo. Muito bem, André Carvalho.
Josh McKenzie doing some work on the wall. Now Jack Tissot doing some.
Os avançados portugueses a fazerem uma grande pressão.
Really good opportunity here by the Portuguese guys.
Ia ser mais uma falta.
Referee call.
Falta contra a Austrália, perto da baliza deles. Vamos, Portugal.
I don't like that call at all. The Portuguese guy had the run on there. The referee called it. Where's the advantage? Had good numbers forward of the puck. Let them play. Let him have a go at the goal. If he doesn't get a shot at it, then pull it up and pull it back.
André Carvalho a tentar passo pequeno.
Really good numbers.
Alexandre Marques a fechar a parede. Está perto da
14
baliza.
seconds left to play. This is a really good opportunity for the
Vamos,
Portuguese
Portugal.
guys. Oh, nice swerve there.
André Carvalho a fintar 2. Não
But
conseguiu
the Australian
levantar o
back
puck
managed
depois
to
com
get out
muita
and
pressão
clear
em
it.
cima.
Good defence there by the Australian back, and that's half time.
Intervalo na Quebec Arena. 2 minutos e 50 para a segunda parte.
So 3-0 in the first half, but there was extended periods in that first half where puck was evenly contested. The Portuguese had their opportunities, especially a really great opportunity for them then right in that last 30 seconds. Nice swerve by their back. Just the Australian back just managed to kick off the wall and get a bite of the puck. Otherwise, we could have had a 3-1 scoreline.
É isso mesmo. Portugal, uma primeira parte em que Portugal foi muito forte na parede e a Austrália a manter o seu estilo de jogo, a rodar os lados. Mesmo assim, Portugal defendeu muito bem.
So we've got a fair few comments coming through on the Twitter machine, but most of them in Portuguese by the looks of it. So half-time here, 3-0 scoreline. The Australian team, they've had some nice drives forward. They just haven't managed to capitalise on, probably, you know, if you look at a split in play, it's probably been 60-40, maybe 70-30 in the Australians' favour in terms of control of the puck. They've had some really nice drives on the tray, just haven't managed. There's a couple that they just haven't finished off. Portuguese have managed to shut it down really nicely in their defensive third. And it's probably just a lack of that final number getting over to put the puck in the tray for the Australians. But the Portuguese men's team had probably a really good 10 minutes of play there where they let an early one in, and then probably from the 13-minute mark through to, you know, 6-minute mark, they controlled. When they had the puck, they controlled really well. They zoned off on the Australians. They shut their switches down. So we've got an interesting game here in the second half.
Muito verdade, bom jogo para Portugal, uma primeira parte quase perfeita, só falta o resultado ser favorável para Portugal, de resto está tudo muito bem.
But I think this will be second game for Portugal today. Yeah.
É o segundo jogo hoje para Portugal, sim senhor.
Same for Australia. There'll probably be a few tired bodies. Most days in the elite division, most teams are only playing one game a day, so this is one of the few days that they'll have a second game. So the boys will be feeling it in this second half, I imagine. Their coaches will be telling them they just need to push through that pain barrier, get good numbers on the bottom.
Os jogadores portugueses são mais que capazes de aguentar duas partes contra a Austrália, seja contra que equipa for.
But we're about 5 seconds here away from kick-off in the second half. Taking the strike. I think we've got Shannon Griffith for Australia. Looks like it's going to be relatively evenly fought, and we've got a scrimmage in the centre of the court.
Portugal a ir muito bem ao disco.
Still puck in contest. Now the Australians take possession. Their forward gives it back off. Tommy Miller did a great job staying down there. Now he's got a good drive on, looking for his back. Finds Reece Milburn, who chips it through into the space, and then we've got, he made that look very, very difficult. We'll see what the call is there.
Falta contra Portugal, perto da sua baliza.
The referees did not like how ugly that looked. I know. So, referee timeout, they're conferring here. It looks like the goal has been awarded, but we do have a sign up for the referees are conferring about that goal. I think that was Shannon Griffith. Looked like he was trying to badger a rabbit hole or something like that. Just couldn't get control of the puck. Made it look ugly. What's that? Yeah, being in Canada. Well, he made it look like that groundhog hole was frozen over or something like that.
A ser validado o gol para a Austrália, mais uma saída ao disco. A Austrália a chegar primeiro, a tentar a finta pelo meio, não consegue. Muito bem Portugal a ganhar o disco.
Portuguese got good possession there of that puck.
Seu lado mais forte. André Carvalho a lutar muito bem na parede. A vida a controlar o meio.
Took possession there, swung it off. Now the Australians look to swing it from one side of the court to the other. Big flick backwards and 45s, and now they're coming back over to the far side of the court. Gary, nice little hook in.
Sacha Matias a recuperar o disco e a perdê-lo outra vez. Difícil passar por
Josh McKenzie drives forward, but the Portuguese back managed to shut it down pretty effectively.
Uou, que finta de David Teiga. Daniel Cardoso a tentar sair a jogar e a conseguir. Que grande partimento. Os australianos a estarem muito pressionados, mas a conseguirem sair a jogar. André Carvalho
nice little swerve there by Tom Miller.
A Austrália a pressionar e a conseguir marcar mais um golo.
That was some good work there by the Australian forwards. Just a nice little, tiny little swerve there. Just managed to beat the pack. I think that was Tommy Miller. Little chip forward, and the Australian wing managed to get on the end of it. Maddie Payne. That takes the score to 5-0. Couple of quick goals there by the Australian team. Portuguese would be relatively disappointed with that, I think, letting 2 goals in the first 3 minutes, especially after how good their first half was.
Mais uma saída ao disco por Portugal. A Austrália a ganhar e a fazer o que mais gosta. Passos longos a rodar um centro de jogo.
Australians seem to look like they're getting a little bit better, bit more time with the puck here. Portuguese guys really need to probably get a little bit better numbers on the bottom, tighten their formation up, because the Australian team are just, they've got really good numbers here. Reece Milburn gets around the outside, has a flick on the tray. There's numbers down there.
Portugal está com poucos números lá em baixo.
Got a referee's call.
A Austrália está com muitas facilidades a avançar.
We've got 2 minutes there, I think, against the Australian team.
Sacha Matias a ser expulso.
Oh no, we've got a Portuguese player out for 2 minutes. I don't know what that call is for. They must have been playing advantage, because it looks like it's an odd call, given looks like the Portuguese are going to get the puck, but they've got a player in the bin for 2 minutes. Referees must have been playing advantage, and then that foul happened after the advantage.
Portugal com a barreira de uma pessoa. David a marcar a falta, a jogar na parede para Pedro Ferreira. Tenta o passe. A Austrália a fazer o que mais gosta mais uma vez, a rodar o centro de jogo.
So, Reece Milburn to Gav Wise to Stuart Parkinson by the look of it. They swung it around the back, and now they look to swing it around again. They'll probably look to drive now. They've got a 5-on-6 advantage. They probably really want to swim the puck, try and take advantage of the fact that they're... Oh, a nice roll flick there.
David a controlar o meio muito bem.
The Australians have got good control, but they're really not testing the Portuguese at the moment.
A Austrália a fazer o que mais gosta,
Nice
mais uma vez, a rodar o centro
Here's
de jogo.
the first drive that we've got.
A Austrália a fazer o remate inequívoco para a baliza. André Carvalho a defender 1, a defender 2 e a entrar o disco na baliza. Vamos ver se vai ser marcado gol.
We've got a goal.
Penalty golo para a Austrália.
I think he's called it for the legal knockdown on the flick. Jack Tisso's flick into the tray, I think he's called it for an illegal knockdown and awarded the penalty goal, which is probably fair enough, given that he was probably only, 30 centimetres off the tray. If you don't get a clean bat on it, the puck's going in the tray.
Portugal a ser castigado pela sua falta de números lá em baixo.
So Portuguese team still down five players, but they'll have their 6th player back in the water relatively soon. He'll probably be 10 seconds into this game. We've got a referee's timeout at the moment, so the clock is not counting down. Got a 6-0 scoreline, 8 minutes left to play in this second half of the Portugal versus Australia Elite Men's. Nice little close-up of Maddie Payne there. We've got a bit of a wave. You think it's party time here in Quebec. Australian boys giving the nod out to their fans. Problem is they don't really have any.
Mais uma expulsão para Portugal. Diogo Motes a ser expulso. Não compreendi bem a razão. E rola mais um disco na Quebec Arena. Vamos, Portugal!
So as a result of that referee's timeout, we've got a second Portuguese player in the bin. So they're down to 4, but only briefly. I think the Portuguese guys will get their 5th player back in shortly.
Portugal com poucos números a jogar, mais defensivo. A ball.
So Portuguese have their 5th player back into the water, but they'll be playing down a man for another minute and a half. Oh no. While you can see it on the screen that there is only 1 player in the bin, there is still actually 2 of the Portuguese men in the sin bin. So we have a 4-on-6 situation here with Australia having 2 men up. So they'll really look to capitalise on this player advantage that they've got. Taking a timeout, they'll look to reset and then really try and take advantage of the numerical advantage that they've got.
O capitão de Portugal a dar as últimas indicações aos jogadores. Tem sido um jogo complicado, mas Portugal tem se portado muito bem. Uma primeira parte quase perfeita.
So, Portuguese puck just backwards of half. Well, I like that. Just a touch of arrogance there from the Portuguese back. Tapped the puck, invited the Australian pack forwards to come at him, which they did, and then nice little swerve. But the Australian team have got a good run on goal here. Well defended there by the Portuguese backs. They've got good numbers on the bottom, but
muitos números de Portugal no fundo. Portugal a sair a jogar ainda.
We've got a call. Looks like it's a Portuguese puck.
Falta da Austrália, uma luva.
They've defended really well here. Portuguese have got 5 men back in the water, so 6-on-5, and only 30 seconds left to play for the next player.
What's your name again?
Reese. Big flick there by the Portuguese back, came straight back to him, and then a little under the body shovel over to the wall.
Portugal a tentar o seu jogo pela parede, mas a Austrália mais uma vez a rodar por trás. O seu estilo de jogo favorito. A tentar fintar o Sacha Matias. Sacha Matias a recuperar o disco. A Austrália a recuperar de novo o disco.
Australian, I think that's Jack Roberts there, showing off a couple
Sacha
of these
Matias muito bem posicionado.
Options. But the Australian backs managed to win it back and got a drive on, but a call. Looks like an illegal knockdown there. It's going to be a Portuguese puck. So the Portuguese team would be pretty happy with this, I think. They let in 3 goals in the first probably 5 minutes of this half, and now we've got another 5 minutes without conceding a goal, especially given that they had 4 men in the water for a bit of that.
Portugal a recuperar o disco muito bem.
You can see the players are starting to get a bit tired. There's, late in the day, puck sitting without being touched for various stages of the game. But the Australians look like they've won possession on the wall, look to swim it out. Now Tom Miller, the Australian captain, goes on a long searching run, looks to spread the Portuguese defence and then find it back.
A Austrália a fazer o que mais gosta, mais uma vez, a rodar o disco.
Stuart Parkinson swims it back into the middle.
Grande interseção de David.
Nice drive there by the Australian back. Really looking to test the line.
Muito bem por Rui Pereira. A encaminhar-se para a parede.
Tom Miller there just lost sight of the puck.
Pedro Francisco a fazer uma boa interseção e a segurar o disco. Mais uma vez Rui Pereira, avançado português. A Austrália a rodar mais uma vez o jogo.
Nice flick over the top there. I think that was Josh McKenzie. Now He's found Tommy Miller on the end of it. He's got
Portugal
flick
com
on
poucos
goal.
números e a Austrália a marcar o golo. Sacha Matias bocadinho atrasado.
We've got 3 calls by the referee, all signalling a goal. That's a goal to number 1, Tom Miller, the Australian captain. Nice couple of transitions of play there. The Australians consolidated on the wall, then looked to swing it off. They moved it across to the other side, and then they cut that 45, got the loose player on the end, and Tommy Miller good enough and quick enough just to get
Mais uma
outside the
vez o
Portuguese
disco na
back.
Quebec Arena. Campo número 2. Diogo Segura a ir ao disco.
3 minutes left to play in this second half of the Australia-Portugal Elite Men's. Once again, Australia getting quite a nice drive, but the Portuguese backs managing to get numbers back, take possession. We've got a bit of a scrimmage here in front of the sub bench. Australian fullback there looked like he took possession in the puck.
Alexandre Marques a fazer uma pressão.
Now, Stuart Parkinson gives it off to Matty Payne, stays down, looks for an option, then has to go outside himself.
Boa defensiva por parte de Portugal. A Austrália que mesmo assim conseguiu ultrapassar.
Shannon Griffiths squares it up, and now they'll look to test the Portuguese guys on the outside, trying to get it, find an option back in on to change the line of the play, but the Portuguese backline managed to shut it down pretty well there. Now big square flick, but referee's call. Got a referee's call. Australia with the advantage. Looks like we've got a team warning against the Australian team for...
Falta para a Austrália em cima da baliza portuguesa. Vamos Portugal.
Not sure what that team warning was for, but...
David a sair ao disco.
Nice big flick there.
Impedir que os australianos avançassem mais que o disco e ser o gol
Good numbers
da Austrália.
on the bottom there by the Australians.
Golo bocadinho sortudo, o disco a cair no meio de todos.
Big flick in by Gav Wise, the fullback. Landed in the scrimmage, and the Australians managed to have good enough numbers that they were able to shovel the puck underneath the Portuguese defence.
Tudo isso é verdade, mas tiveram bocadinho de sorte. O disco a cair debaixo de todos os portugueses.
So we've got a 8-0 scoreline, a minute and a half left to play.
Vamos a mais uma saída ao disco. Vamos Portugal. Rola disco.
Be interesting to see if the Portuguese have a real go here at trying to score a goal. Yep.
Daniel
Straight through the
Cardoso.
middle. They've got really good numbers on the bottom.
A fazerem
The
ninho
fullback
português.
manages to cycle it back through, but it's just broken down there.
André Carvalho a
Nice
manter
little
a posição, a roubar o
dummy there.
disco.
Ooh,
Muitos
nice
números
follow up there
australianos.
by, I think that's Reece Milburn, got a good drive in onto the tray, or it might be Josh McKenzie, flicks it in.
A Austrália no contra-ataque ia ser uma falta.
We've got a
Vamos ver o que é.
referee's call for gloving. Australian team will be disappointed with not
Falta
putting
contra
that
a
in.
Austrália.
They had very good numbers on there. It was 3-on-1 and got pulled for the gloving foul.
30 segundos para acabar o jogo.
We've got 36 seconds left to play. Portuguese puck deep in their defence. They'll
Mais
probably
uma
just
falta a
look
favor de
to
Portugal.
play it safe or not.
Assim pelo
They
meio.
could decide to go up the centre of the court. But the Australians didn't really make them pay for that. They've taken possession now. But another referee's call.
Mais uma interseção ilegal por parte da Austrália.
Once again,
Falta
call
Portugal
against
a
the
meio do
Australians,
Sul-Americano.
so it'll be a Portuguese puck. 27 seconds left to play. Nearly on the halfway line.
André Carvalho para marcar a falta. A sair muito bem.
They do like taking the puck up the centre, the Portuguese, on their free pucks. They try to get good numbers in there. But another free puck to the Portuguese. So 3 in a row. They're slowly working their way up the court and exploiting the fact that the timer stops for the last 2 minutes of the second half.
I'll go upstairs. Come.
So this could be the last play of this game. Nice big flick there by the Portuguese back, but chopped down. Now we've just got a scrimmage, centre court.
Portugal a tentar sair pelo meio. 5
A
segundos
bit
para o
of
final do
desperation.
jogo.
Hunger
Muita
there
boa
by the
interseção
Australian
de André Carvalho.
forward pack.
E a acabar o jogo na Quebec Arena.
And that's time.
Um jogo em que Portugal perdeu 8-0 contra a campeã mundial. Um jogo em que a primeira parte foi quase perfeita por parte dos portugueses e que levaram o disco para a parede. E a segunda parte, já com algum cansaço, a Austrália fez o seu jogo, conseguiu rodar pelo meio e foi difícil para os portugueses travarem esse estilo de jogo. Obrigado, Riz, por esta participação.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure commentating with you.
Thank you very much.
I understand almost all that you said. I speak in Portuguese for my
That's
my
good.
country can
It's good.
understand too. Not every people can understand English.
No.
In the world,
It's good.
do you understand Portuguese? Not a bit.
A little.
I didn't say
bits and
nothing
pieces.
bad.
You should have.
You are the world champion.
Okay, are you guys gonna do an interview? Go talk to some players, interview them?
Yeah.
You don't want to?
You can.
Are you going to?
He never would.
Interview some players.
He's a really quiet guy, really.
Okay.
How you doing, Reese?
Good job, thanks for commentating. Please come back.